the ego is having that I am the king, I am the powerful king. And it is because of Rajasa Tamasa Anuvidhena, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna. Rajo Guna is making me like passion, like I am so and so. I have achieved this. I am making this much money. I am successful person. I am this having this title like that. That is called Rajo Guna. And Tamo Guna is like belittling others, insulting others, and saying that you are nothing. I am great like that. So Rahu Gana did this. He's insulting Rahu. Jadabarda Rishi is telling, "Oh, you're very thin. You're very weak. You are so tired. You are not even young. A very old person." Like sarcastica, he's teasing Bharata Rishi, right? So because of the Tamo Guna, then because of Rajo Guna, he's saying, "I am the king. You are my servant. If you don't obey me, I will take the stick and punish you right now and fix you." So Rajo Guna, those two gunas, in the combination of having the human body with power, this way he's speaking, Rahugana. Now Bharata Raja is replying. So we are studying those shlokas. We studied some of them already. Brahmano vacha त्वयोदिनं व्यक्तमविप्रलब्धं भर्तुस्समे स्याद्यदि वीरबारः गन्धुर्यदि स्यात् अधिगम्य मध्वा पीवेदिराशौ न विदां प्रमादः स्थौल्यं कार्श्यं व्याधय आदयश्च क्षुत्रद्वयं कलिरिच्छा जरा च निद्रारतिः मन्युम् अहं मदशुचो देहेन जातस्य हिमेन सन्ति नवद्यत् विकृतस्य दृष्टं स्वस्वाम्यभावो ध्रुवैर्ययत्र तर्ह्यच्युते सौ विधिकृत्य योगः विशेषबुद्धेर्विवरं मनाक्ष पश्यामयन्न व्यवहारतोऽन्यद् क ईश्वरः तत्र किमीशितव्यं तदापि राजन् Karavama Kimte. Ravugana called Bharata Rishi Jivan Mrita. You are a living dead body. How insult? Maximum insult is given to a jnani without realizing the greatness. So he is telling, the jnani is replying, Jivan Mritatva Niyameva Rajan. You are telling that the body will die, but the Atma will never die. The body has Adyandava, it has beginning and end. But the Atma was never born. It will never die. Sthaulyam, Karshyam, Sthaulyamna being fat, Karshyam being thin, having Vyadi, disease. All these are belonging to the body. Atma never got sick. Atma never got tired. Atma does not have size, short, tall, big, fat, nothing. Atma does not have size, it's everywhere. The space is Atma here. Atma does not have limit of body size, body weight, body order size. Atma does not have hunger, thirst, chutra, bhayam, kali, icha, jaracha. It does not have hunger, it does not have thirst, it does not have the need for sleeping, it does not have old age, it does not have decay. It is always there in the same way, always. Therefore, Jivan Mritatvam does not apply to me. I am that Atma, always here. I was not born, I will not die. I am always here. We are trying to keep the body here always. We are fighting with the body to keep it alive. Even the worst person suffering so much does not say, I want to die, take me. One nurse was there. She is very in the medical field. She is treating patients who are having cardiac arrest day in and day out. She is treating patients, and how much they suffer she is seeing. Everyone has to put on oxygen and everybody is struggling to breathe, but they want to be on ventilator and will still live. They don't want to die. They want to be on ventilator and keep pushing as much as possible. The people having advanced diseases, And this nurse is treating every day people like this. Then one day she came and told her family that, I don't want to see people struggle like this and die in the last moment struggling like this, in a very bad state. When I get sick, don't give me treatment. I want to die immediately. Like that, she told her family before itself. Like this, some years went by. Then, as she had thought, she also got sick. She got cardiac arrest and she was rushed to hospital. And then it was advanced, disease. So first family thought, no, you don't want treatment, everything. The nurse says, no, please give me treatment. Then the husband asked, are you sure? Yes, please give me treatment. Then they started giving treatment. Now she has to, somehow they kept her alive in oxygen for some days. And then she's not able to breathe on her own. She has to be given IV. So the tube has to feed her food, and then she has to have oxygen. No, she cannot do anything. She's always in bed. She's needing the catheter to do, urine, etc. All are machines. Then in the hospital, they kept like that. Then she came home. She still does not want to die. She says, please continue treatment. The whole house became hospital. Continue, tubes everywhere, machines everywhere, and all the nurses attending on her. She's still there. She still want to hold on till last minute. The willingness to die is not there for us. We want to keep body alive at any cost. How much money was spent? How many people had to give their time and effort for this? The lady is not useful anymore, but she wants to hang on. This is our tendency. Same thing that happened in Mahabharata. Dhritarashtra is hanging on to life, even after losing 100 sons. Vidura comes and scolds the Dhritarashtra. You lost 100 sons, you didn't get kuch buddhi nahi aaya abhi tak. You still want the food given us by Bhima, the Bhima who insulted you so many times. He is coming and giving you, Maharaj, please take food. You are eating. You still have no shame. Go and search for Bhagavan, attain him. He scolded him, Vidura. Then Dhritarashtra got it. Then only he renounced everything and left. So this clinging on to life is existing for all of us. But the body cannot live. Body cannot be kept alive. No matter how many tubes are put, no matter how many money has been spent, the last breath will one day pass. So better prepare for that. So Bharata is telling Jeevan Mridatvam, Ni enna Mridam, Amana Mridandani. I am only corpse because I'm going to die. I'm temporary person, the body. But I'm not that. Bharata is telling because I realized my state of Atman. We should realize Atman state and then there is no death. If we hang on to body state and say no death, it's not going to work. It's not there. A rabbit will not have horn. No matter what you do, it will not. What is there is not there. The body is not going to be alive. No matter how many people come, what all they give. So better accept, and you should know when to exit. Should exit gracefully. So, Idudan Bharata is teaching, is telling Jeevan Mrita, don't call me that. I'm eternal. I'm not dead. I'll never die. I'm the Atma here always. All this going somewhere, coming somewhere is not applying to me. I am everywhere. That's what Bharata is teaching. So don't tell me all this Upadesha, you as though talk like an intelligent man, but you are really foolish fellow. Bharata is telling. Now see. So विशेषबुद्धे विवरं मनाक्ष पश्यामयन्न व्यवहारतो अन्यदे क ईश्वरः तत्र किमीशितव्यं तदापि राजन् करवाम किं ते उन्मत्तमत्त जडवत् स्वसंस्था गतस्य मे वीर चिकित्सितेन अर्थः कियान् भवता शिक्षितेन. Another important one. Sabda pramattasya cha pishtapeshah. Worldly convention, he is Raja, somebody is Raja, somebody is servant. For the worldly convention. Bharata does not apply, he is in the transcended that state. Bharata is telling, if you think you are Raja, okay, order me, I will do what you say. But it's only the worldly convention, I'm not there. I'm not of this world that you see. I see different. He's seeing different. Then Bharata is telling, Unmattamatta jadavatsva samstha gadasya me. If you want to treat me because I am in the Atma state and I am, in a happy intoxicated state, because I am in Atman state, and you think you can treat me, you cannot. Because you are not in that state, Atma state. You cannot treat me. If you say I am a really confirmed mad person, then also you cannot treat me by punishment. Important one over there. Many mental illness people are there, no? We are not. There is no science to really cure completely. Headache or toothache can be fixed. Outer body parts can be fixed. But inner mind problem, there is no science or machine to fix that. It's very sukshma, subtle. So if a person is confirmed mad, then also we cannot fix. Bharata is telling. If a person is confirmed to be mad and lunatic person, punishment will not fix them. Because they don't know what they are doing. So the chikitsitena, you don't give me punishment because you cannot fix the Atma state by your punishment. You cannot fix the mad person by your punishment. Therefore, your words are useless. So, unmattamatta jadavatsva samstha gadasya me veera chikitsitena. It's like powdering the already powdered powder. You're still powdering more. Nothing will happen. It's already powdered. Arthaha kiyan bhavata shikshitena sabda pramattasya cha pishtapeshah. Already powder, you're powdering more. It's not going to do anything. Like that, Bharata replied, now Rahugana woke up. Sri Shuka uvacha etavat anuvada paribhashaya pratyudidya munivara upashamashit uparatanat vitta upabhogena karmarabdam yapanayanne rajayanamapi tatovaha. पाण्डवेय सिन्धु सौवीरपदिः तत्त्वजिज्ञासाया सम्यक् श्रद्धयादिकृताधिकारः तत् हृदयग्रन्थिमोचनं द्विजवच आश्रुत्य बहुयोगग्रन्थसम्मतं त्वरयावरुह्य शिरसा पादमूलमुपसृतः क्षमापयन् विगत नृपदेवस्मय उवाच. Spoke Bharata. First time he opened his mouth. First time he looked at somebody, eye contact, and then he opened the mouth. Why? This Rahugana is that deer. The deer who he got so attached in that birth. In the first birth. Now it's the third one. He got attached to deer, then he became a deer next time. Then the Krishna's seva he did brought him to a deer birth in the very beautiful sacred regions where the rishis were always frequenting the area. So the deer got Shanta Swabhava even at birth, and then it just didn't get entangled. Then the deer passed away like this, then it is reborn. And then it's born with Jnanam. Because all the work has been already done. So now Bharata is born as the Jnani. Appa ve Jnani. Appa is Rishabhadeva, the avatar of Bhagavan. Then the son is like this. Of course he will be. Krishna will take care. So now he is born as the Brahmajnani. The Brahmajnani state like he didn't want to get attached. So he was acting like a mad person. Then he didn't attract attention, but now This deer has been born, he knows. The Jnani knows everything from past and future. This is the validation, right? So the Jnani knows this is that deer, and he has a little prarabdha debt to give, to release through this fellow. So he is giving, he's talking. And so Rahugana, most blessed, why? He also got good birth. He was somehow got attached to the Mahan in that birth, the deer. Then he is born as the king. He's got prosperity and good life, and he also has the company of holy people. He has the jitnasa feeling, the feeling to inquire. He has the feeling to understand all this, understand spiritual matters. He has that feeling and willingness and desire. But he also has pride about his position and power, etc. We saw Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna. But he also has the faith. He was going to see Kapila Muni to get Upadesha from him. The Raja is also a good person. But with all the gunas that are coming in our life, these are all background information we need to remember for next chapter. See the how the Raja is kind of understand the Raja's frame of mind, his position, his power, his status in society. Everything is good for him, but he also likes to be in the company of saints and gather knowledge. So he is actually going to Kapila Muni. So this was because of either connection with Mahan in that birth. So see, any small satsang we do, any small nama we do, it is taking shape later. It's never going waste. It's never going waste, right? So that Rahugana who has a good life and who is seeking the knowledge, actually he's a seeker. He's a seeker now. So when he heard Bharata speak, his Shraddha is awakened. Shraddhaya samyak, Shraddhaya adhikat, Shraddhayadi kridadikara, Shraddhayadi kridadikara, Shraddha awakened. Then Jitnyasa, Tattva Jitnyasaya. See, the Shraddha is the words of Bharata filled him with faith. This is the Jnani Satsang does. Filled us with faith. Then our inquiry increases. Tattva Jitnyasa increases. The Jitnyasa, the eagerness to understand this. That Vachana Bharata gave, which is capable of Hridaya Granthi Mochanam. The words which Bharata spoke are capable of removing Hridaya Granthi. That's what we are studying. That is our goal. We are seekers. We are all Rahugana. This way we have to learn. Suddenly I become Rahugana and hear Bharata. Suddenly I will think like Bharata so that I can say and again register for me. Like this, we should enact this chapter in our mind. So this Bharata is telling Bahuyo, Hridaya Granthi Mochanam Dvija Vacha. It's a Brahmana Dvija. Brahmana word. Bahu Yoga Grantha Sammadam. It has the Sammadam of all the Shastras, the Vedas. That is the word Bharata is speaking. Now when he heard that, Rahugana was stunned and he jumped down from the palanquin and he fell at the feet of Mahan. And then he's talking. Rahugana is talking. Kastvam Nigudastarasi Dvijanam Pibarshi Sutram Katamo Avadutaha Kasyasi Kutratyaihapi Kasmat Kshemaya Naschedasi Nota Shuklaha Kastvam Nigudastarasi Dvijanam Pibarshi Sutram Kadamo Avadutaha Kasyasi Kutratyaihapi Kasmat Kshemaya Naschedasi Nota Shuklaha Naham Vishanke Surarajavajrat Na Trakshashulat Na Yamasya Dandade Nagyatya Somanila Vittapastrade Shanke Brasham Brahmakula Vamanat. No, do not. Brahmakula Vamanam, never do that. He's telling. The Rahugana is telling, so Katvam Nigudas Chanasi Dvijanam Bibarshi Sutram Kadamo Avadutaha Kasyasit Kutratya Ihapi Kasmat Kshemaya Naschedasi Nota Shukla Naham Vishanke Surya Raja Vajrat Na Trakshya Shulat Na Yamasya Dandat Nagyarka Somanila Pitta Pastrat Shanke Brisham Brahmakula Avamanat. The Brahmana, because you have the thread, Bibarshi Sutram, you're wearing the thread, the sacred thread to show you are a Brahmana. You have the external sign of that. Where are you coming from? Who are your parents? Where are you going? Are you Kapila Muni himself, who I am going to meet? Are you that Kapila? Are you incarnation of Narayana? Who are you? Rahugana asks. Then Rahugana says, I'm not afraid of the thunderbolt of Indra, Surya Raja Vajrat, Indra's thunderbolt. I am not afraid of Shiva's trident, na Traksha Shulat, na Yamasya Dandat. I am not afraid of Yama's Danda, the rod of punishment. I am not afraid of na Agnyarka Somanila Pitta. I am not afraid of the Surya Bhagavan's Astram. I am not afraid of moon deity's weapon. I am not afraid of Agni Bhagavan's Astra. I am not afraid of Vayu Bhagavan or Kubera Bhagavan. I am not afraid of their weapons. I am only afraid of insulting a holy person. Shanke Brisham Brahma Kulavamanat. I am terribly afraid of the consequence of insulting a holy person. The holy person are the one who has attained Atma Jnana is, my God, don't touch them, even don't joke about them. Better not, say anything about them, because if you say something, you will do some apachara. Like that they are, Brahmajnani. Now, this Rahugana insulted him, calling him living corpse. He is terribly afraid. Who else did apachara to Brahmajnanis? Jai Vijaya. Sanat Kumara went to Vaikunta and Jaya Vijaya stopped them. And see what happened to them? They had to spend 3 births as Asuras. Many such examples are there. So, the sons of Kubera did not pay heed to Narada Rishi, the Brahmajnani, and then they had to be born as trees. Other small troubles will come in life. It will show that we have done some Brahma Aparada. That's why we are going through some problems. This will be, some things are very daring, we can see. But other things, very subtly, we will see the effect of it. So, Brahmajnani Aparada, no. Brahmajnani means also the priest in the temple. The priest doing priestly work. We should not ridicule them. We should not say, अरे शादी का time हो गया, जल्दी करो, finish करो, mantra. ऐसा सब नहीं करने का. Give the time. They are giving time for us to do mantra. And we are telling, no, we want to do dance and kirtan, please go fast. That's not. These are all small aparada we are doing. Society became like this. Some of our family members are, the father was priest in our families. Father was priest, doing priestly work, doing Veda Adhyana, going from house to house, doing Tarpana and Puja, etc. And their son came to Bombay and then they forgot everything. And then they became immersed in the city life. We don't stop with city life, but we take to next level and we copy Westerners' life. Then see how we have come so far from our root. So all this is showing in our, we cannot have a lot of bank balance, but peace of mind is not coming. Because there is some aparada, Brahmakula, Avamana is happening everywhere. And if we are not doing directly, we are sidely participating with other people who are doing it. All this will affect us. So it's better to understand and take it serious. So this is why Shanke Brisham Brahma Kula in the word. We are student of Jadabharata studies. We have to get serious now. So Rahugana is telling, I don't want to do apachara to Brahma Kula. Ipada I sent the clip about Veda Adhyayanam importance given by Sri Sri Anna. He's saying if the Shishya is 5-year-old but he has done Veda Adhyayanam, we have to do Namaskar to him. 5-year-old is, it does not matter if he is chanting Veda Mantram, you have to do Namaskar. You have to respect the Vaidikas who are doing this, going from house to house. They chant mantra and connect us with God and give blessing for us. That's why they are doing this. They are able to communicate to God and they get the answer from God and give blessing for us. We cannot communicate with God like that. They have the mantra, Shakti, Vedas are the prana of Bhagavan, the breath of Bhagavan. So, and the Veda mantra cholravala, we cannot do parihasam, punishment for us. We are getting blessing from that, then we have to also give it back something. So if Narayaniam is giving me healthy life, I have to protect Narayaniam seriously, right? Like that. If we take something from someone, won't we give back, right? Like that, we have to do for Narayaniam. You're taking Narayaniam is helping us. Then you have grateful gratitude to that Grantha, Narayaniam. You give it back something. Somebody is doing Sampurna, go there or give some $51 to Guruvayur temple. Something we have to do because Narayaniam is giving us, enriching our life. Give and take is there. The debt we have for Rishis, Devas, Pitrikal. So these are reminding us. Bharata is telling, and then Rahugana, good person. He has good values, but he also has little more pride because of being king. So he's telling, let me not, please forgive me. I have done mistake. Please do not give curse to me like Sanat Kumara. Please. तद्ब्रूह्य संगो जडवन्निगूढ विज्ञानवीर्यो विचरस्य पारः पचांसि योगग्रतिदानि साधो ननः क्षमन्दे मनसा पिबेतुं तद्ब्रूह्य संगो जडवन्निगूढ विज्ञानवीर्यो विचरस्य पारः पचांसि योगग्रतिदानि साधो ननः क्षमन्दे मनसा पिबेतुम् अहं च योगेश्वरमात्मतत्त्व पिता मुनीनां परमं गुरुं वै प्रष्टुं प्रवृत्तः किमिहारणं तद् साक्षात् हरिं ज्ञानकलावतीर्णम् अहं च योगेश्वरमात्मतत्त्व पिता मुनीनां परमं गुरुं वै प्रष्टुं प्रवृत्तः किमिहारणं तद् साक्षात् हरिं ज्ञानकलावतीर्णम् to pranam. Still, Rahugana is asking, who are you? Why are you going incognito? And all that. So when we go to Mahan Darshan, we say, how are you doing? Adala worldly people only we do like that. When we go to Mahans, we'll say Pranam, Radhe Radhe, Guruji, right? We don't ask how are you, right? Guruji can ask, we cannot ask. So those things who is your father, how did you become like this? Cannot ask all that, right? Rahugana is still asking Bruhya Sango, Jadavan Niguda, who are you going incognito? I am going to see Kapila Muni is telling next loka. Aham cha Yogeshwaram Atma Tattva Vidam Muninam. I am going to see Kapila Muni who is the guru of all, who is the teacher of Sankhya Yoga, who is the avatar of Narayana. I am going to learn from him so that I can get released from this samsara. He's going for that. He's a very serious seeker, Rahugana. So then, Savaibhava Loka Nirikshanartham अव्यक्तलिंगो विचरत्यपि स्मृते योगेश्वराणां गतिम् अन्धबुद्धिः कथं विचक्षित गृहानुबन्धः स वै भवालोकनिरीक्षणार्थम् अव्यक्तलिंगो विचरत्यपि स्मृते योगेश्वराणां गतिम् अन्धबुद्धिः कथं विचक्षित गृहानुबन्धः दृष्टः श्रमः कर्म आत्मनो वै भक्तुर्गन्धो भवतश्चानुमन्ये यदा सदोदान यनाद्यभावान् समूलयिष्टो व्यवहारमार्गः
स वै भवां लोकनिरीक्षणार्थ अव्यक्तलिङ्गो विचरत्यभ्यस्ति योगीचराणां गरिबन्धबुद्धि कथं विवक्षित त्रिकानुबन्ध दृष्टं समकर्मद आत्मनो वै अस्तुर्गन्धुर्भवदच्चनानुमन्ये यदा तदोद जयनाद्यभावात् समूलयिष्टो व्यवकारमार्ग
Is working very hard, it will get tired. You are saying Atma is always there, it will not die, but I'm getting tired. How can you explain that? He's telling I'm doing lot of military work. I'm the king. I have to do lot of work and I get tired. Is it not correct that I'm getting tired? Is it not a fact? You're saying body is Atma is always there, but how come I'm tired? Then he's asking this one. This one. Drishtaha shramaha karmana atmano vai bhatturganduho bhavadaschanumanye yada sadodanayanadya bhavat samula ishto in the vyavahada world we are getting tired. So how do you explain the body, the Atman is always there, why the body is not, if you're saying the Atman is only everything, then why if the body is tired means why the Atman should also seem to get tired? Is that correct? Why he is telling when you boil water, that is this stoka. When you put heat in the gas and then you put a pot with water and rice grain, the heat is transferring up and boiling the water and the rice get cooked. So what is going through the body from the ice is going inside and it is cooking. My Atman should be affected by it because I am only taking inside through prana, the mind, the buddhi, everything is going inside and it should go to Atman and it should affect the Atman, right? Because how the heat is only outside. The outside the gas the heat is there. Then we are putting pot and then water and rice. The heat from below is heating, right? Like that, my body experience should go to Atma. Then the Atma experience should come to body. Then why it is not so? He's asking. You are saying you are always blissful and happy like Atma. Then why I am not? If you are saying body is not real, then why am I having hungry and tired? Hey, please explain, he's asking. Valid question. We will all ask. I'm sure Shalu is asking. I am asking. Now, that is the crux of the problem. So, this again he's asking this. Stalyagni tapat payasobitapaha tattapataha tandula garbharandihi देहेन्द्रिया स्वाशय सन्निकर्षात् तत्संसृतिः पुरुषस्यानुरोधात्. Okay, that shloka. Oh, Bharata will I don't even have to talk to you, please let me go. He could say that, but he is so having the karunai for Rahugana, and the grace is what is going to get Atmajnana. Really not the technical answer and all. It is the Sangha is happening, see, that is going to give Atmajnana to him. Sangha of being in that range of vision of Mahan is going to give Jnana. Payaso bitapaha tattapataha tandula garbharandihi dehendriya swashaya sannikarshan tat samsridihi purushasyanurodhat शास्त्राभिगोप्ता नृपतिः प्रजानां यकिङ्करो वैनपि नष्टिपिष्टं स्वधर्ममाराधनमच्युतस्य यदीह मानो विजहात्यगौघम्. Already said, that is what he's asking. When you apply heat from down and the pot is boiling the rice inside, whatever I experience from the indriyas and they go inside, will they not go and affect the Atman? And will not the Atman have the trouble of samsara tapam? How come the Atma cannot be affected? Everything is going from here and body. Atma is inside me. How come you are saying Atma did not get affected? I'm only taking everything in. The heat is affecting the boiling of the pot, the water, and the grain. The heat from outside is making the pot hot. The water is hot. The grain is getting cooked. All happening. If I take something, if I am eating something, if I am seeing a vulgar song, okay, I'm seeing like आप जैसा कोई मेरे जिंदगी में आए तो बात बन जाए. I'm seeing song, I'm seeing dance. It's going in. It's going inside. I'm breathing. I am I'm taking inside my body all this. Is it not going and touching the Atman? How come? Is asking. That is that question. Then he is telling, Shastra Pigupta Nirvadi Prajanam Ya Kinkarove. Like I am the king right now. I have to do my job. So I have to punish somebody who is doing bad. That's my job. According to the Shastra, if I do my Swadharma correctly, as offering to Sri Hari, I will attain jnana. Is it not correct what I am doing? How come you are saying I am powdering the same powder? It's my job only I am doing. Valid question, correct? So he's asking. Then again, Tanme Bhavanara Deva Vimana Madena Tuchikrita Sattamasya Krishishta Maitri Drasham Artha Bandho Yadatare Sat Avadhyanamam Tanve Bhavanara Deva Bhimana Madena Tuchikrita Sattamasya Krishishta Maitri Drasham Artha Bandho Yada Tare Sat Avadhyanamam Na Vikriya Vishwa Suhrit Sakasya Samena Vita Bhimate Stavapi Mahat Vimana Swagridadhi Madrin Nangshandi Adunadapi Shulapani न विक्रिया विश्वसुहृत्सखस्य साम्येन वीताभिमतेस्तवापि महद्विमाना स्वकृतादिमादृङ् नङ्क्ष्यति अदूरादपि शूलपाणिः. He is asking, then he is telling, तन्मे भवानरदेवाभिमानमदेन तुच्छीकृत सत्तमस्य. You are in that realized state, but I please beg your forgiveness. Please forgive me out of your goodwill and make sure I do not incur any sin because of this, because it is an offense. It is actually an offense until we ask forgiveness. So he understood, Rahugana understood. So, but even though it is unknowing, etc., it's not correct. There is nothing like Oteriyama Pannine. Like they say, I didn't know it was a mistake, I did it. There's nothing like that. Guruji says, always when you do something wrong, a conscience, a voice emerges from your conscience and warns you, but we are ignoring it always. When the person takes the first drink or the first cigarette, he gets a hichak hota hai, na? Thoda hichak, hesitation will come. But they purposely ignore it and do it anyway. And then when they keep on doing it, then it became a habit. But the first time we do a wrong, a hichak will come. So even though we say, I didn't know, but the I didn't know became because you already done like that before. And then it has become habit, and then you didn't think, and then you did it, then you are saying, I didn't know. When it was time to think, we didn't think. So everything has whatever we do has a good and bad. If we are in the ego state right now, I'm in the ego. I'm saying I am here means Roba, means whatever I do has either good or bad. Everything. So there is action, consequence for everything we do. So even though Rahugana did not mean to insult a holy person, it has happened. It has happened by whatever, by destiny or whatever it has happened. So now he has to ask forgiveness. It is a wrong that has been done. Whether who caused Idala Padrom Daiva, did Daivam cause me to do it? Did my desire cause me to do it? Did my past action cause me to do it? All these are very big questions, right? So It has happened. Rahu Gana has done offense. It is correct. Then what? So he's good. He's good because he's asking, please forgive me. He accepted. Immediately we accept. That's the first thing. Then we are going to be taken care. And another thing, by our own effort, we are not going to attain Bhagavan. It is only Bhagavan has forgiven our sins and he brought us here. It is not that I did punya that I came here. Bhagavan has forgiven my sins, so I am here. Kitna bhi punya hum kare, it will never be equal to the grace of Bhagavan. I will always have some balance of Papa with me, whatever I do. I'm breathing creatures unknowingly. No living creatures, I'm breathing, I'm stepping somewhere. Papam is happening. We cannot control punya papa. If I'm controlling means I'm in ego problem. If you're offering us duty, Krishna, you please take both for you and please give me release. That will be correct way. So everything has consequence. So whether knowingly or unknowingly, an insult has happened to a jnani. Rahu Gana understood. So now he is telling, please forgive me. Please do not curse me because I'm terrified of a Brahmana Shapa. You are even-minded, you are friendly, you don't have expectation of praise or you don't care about praise or dishonor or honor. You are always in the state. But I am afraid that I hurt you, that I have offended you, because if I have done so, even if I am the king, I cannot be saved. Even if I am a king like position of Parameshwara, I cannot be saved. See the important stoka that is, even if I am a high status position of a king, I cannot escape Brahma Aparada. That is what is terrified. It's very, very important lesson. The question itself are a lesson for us. So sometimes things happen unknowingly or knowingly, but we are responsible because it happened when I was there. Apo, we have to take responsibility and ask forgiveness, which is correct he is doing. The person we are doing to is not bothered because they are very mature. They didn't take it serious, but somebody was watching who all the elements are witness to every action we are doing. We're going to learn all these slokas later. Whatever we are doing, we say no one is here. I can slowly, sneak this gold chain from this house. No one is watching. There was somebody watching. Your own conscience was watching. Our conscience is chasing everywhere. You cannot escape. So there is nothing that escape anything because this energy is everywhere. So he is telling, you don't care about my insult. You may not because you are jnani, but I care because I'm sorry, I have done mistake. So even if I am a king or Parameshwara, I cannot escape the consequence of that. Please I ask your forgiveness. So very important. Rahu Gana, very mature seeker he is. So now we are very fortunate. We are going to learn the answer in the next class. पानवंसं समितां पञ्चमस्कन्धे दशमोऽध्यायः श्रीहरये नमः श्रीहरये नमः श्रीहरये नमः